Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. I'm gonna jump in the queue here and go watch this game that just started between Suso and Cascade. $45 base plus 8. Grid is probably not that great because of Thermite and Lance Tooth, and there's like good fast attackers. There is a pretty reasonable amount of soak though in Cauterizer and Sentinel, which maybe enables Reservoir somehow? I don't think Savior is good either. Like, I don't know. I mean, Savior wants soak, but well, I don't know. Maybe you could make something happen with like Cauterizer and Sentinel. No, it's hard to get both of those, right? And you can't really get either of them fast enough to cope with Thermite Core and Lance Tooth while you're getting Savior. So I don't know. I think a Lance Tooth opening is right. Or anyway, Thermite, some sort of blue absorb denial. But you might after that be able to transition into like red. Are you gonna have enough drones for that? Like transition into Cauterizers basically? It's gonna be hard to get the green stuff involved. But there's a lot of like engineer synergy, right? Like with Cauterizer and 4. And Sentinel makes them, so I don't know. I think there must be something there with these units. But I would still prefer to start blue, I think. And not third NG. This is the line I would be taking as player 1. I'm a little worried about Cascade's plan. Okay. So it seems like Suso is headed for Reservoir, I think. Where Cascade is headed for defense grid? And Savior, okay. Well, I mean, 4 engineers in a Blast Forge seems like a bit much. Yeah, sort of regretting the 4th engineer now that you see your opponent get an Animus, I guess. Oh, so good. Look at this Lance Tooth coming up. Amazing. Alright, I like Suso's position. 2 Tarsiers? No. 4s? Why? You're just gonna start swinging now? Kill the NGs? Maybe so. Maybe like Lance Tooths are cool, but they come a little too late to cope with the Savior problem. Huh. I didn't really like Savior, but I don't know. It seems as though this is not really producing enough attack. Maybe it is though. There's not like, it's not like blue has access to any good soak. So really the only justification for blue to go Savior is like grid, and that just like takes a very, very long time. Yeah, having to stop at relatively few drones. I don't know, this is gonna be an exciting one. What? Did we allow a breach? Yikes. Yeah, so the Savior is now online. The 3rd blue will attempt, of course, to get a grid. But you really can't. You just need to buy a ton of walls. Okay, that seems good. I don't know, it might be a little like... I don't think opponent can actually click the Plasma Fire, and so the wall to defend against it was like letting off the pressure unnecessarily. I would have preferred to build more attackers and then build the wall this turn when it's like at least conceivable opponent might click a Plasma Fire. Okay, opponent's using the Plasma Fires as soak. Burning through the walls very quickly, but looking like they'll set up a grid next turn, actually. Alright, we have Meowth, famously a slow loader in my past experience, so this is not a huge surprise. Plays Prismata on a toaster, maybe? Base +5, 45 seconds. Ooh. I mean, double blue seems like pretty mandatory. I don't see a compelling case for Chrono Filter. Yeah, I mean, I think this is just like turn 3 Blast Forge into getting Manticores for your econ rather than going third Engie. And then eventually Doomed Mechs to absorb once opponent is no longer threatening to not attack via Manticores. That's my plan. Green? I mean, I know you can buy Gauss Cannons and stuff with green. I just didn't really expect that here. What's the point? I mean, I guess it's sort of a natural way to get into blue, like DDC, DDB. And then you have some green left over. Maybe it's better than just floating. Okay. But I don't know, isn't that $4 often going to be good for a Steel Forge? You get a lot of green sort of for free by buying it now instead of buying something else later. Do I want the Steel Forge yet? I always like... I think it's probably fine, actually. I might not be getting a Manticore. I might, like, get... Because if you get a Manticore, opponent, like... You can't actually absorb any of opponent's attack. Maybe that's okay. I think I'd rather just get a second splitter so that I have something to absorb with while I'm, like, building a Manticore, and this way I get more drones. Okay, so opponent, on the other hand, is allowing me this damage. And it's going to allow it again next turn if they get a Manticore. So that's kind of nice. I mean, I do agree with, like, third Forge here. I kind of want Doomed Mech Splitter or something next turn. Might be a little early for Doomed Mech. What about a Chrono Filter? Double Splitter Tarsier or something like that? No. Yeah, especially with Galvani to attack, like having 1 or 2 attackers lying around won't be too bad. Wait, why did I say double splitter? This is 3 now, right? Tarsier triple splitter? I mean, I can afford that. It's a little bit weird. Yeah, I like this idea. Now I threaten to attack for like 2 or to not attack. If I needed to click my Manticore to be able to kill stuff, I'd be in a bit of an awkward spot. Opponent can attack for just 1 and kill Galvani, but there's not a lot I can do about it, and it's not that amazing for them compared to like attacking for 4. Well, they don't really want to attack for 4, right? They might attack for 3 though, which is a bit awkward. Yeah, I don't think I want this Galvani, I just want an NG. In fact, I want a Doomed Mech. I think it's about time. Which means I can get a drone here as well. "45 seconds is so fast. Opponent has a lot of green available, by the way, which is pretty cool for them. I'm pretty sure I'm swinging with the Doomed Mech here and the Manticore. Opponent's not giving me any reason not to. I'm way up on drones, and so I sort of like, I don't know, I need to stay in okay shape on attack. I'm down a Manticore, but up a Tarsier. Also, my tech is not so great right now, but now's not the time to fix it. I have a Chrono Filter turn coming up. Manticore? Yeah. Ooh, I'm very happy to see this Doomed Mech because it means that opponent has to give me some value on my Doomed Mech. Not a lot, but... Well, no, they can attack for 2, 3, kill my Galvanis, click their Manticores, so... It's not really all that amazing. But I think I'm still better off to try to defend with it than to do something else. How's this conduit? Is it bad? Is it good? What if it were a forge instead? I really like blue a lot more than I like red. One, two. I'm sort of over the absorb barrier anyway in terms of attack that I have to make, and so a Rhino seems fine. No, I'm not. He's just... I just give him permission to hold Doomed Mech, I guess. But no, if he... I'm not sure. Opponent really must now attack for at least 6, so this Doomed Mech is doing just fine. I just don't attack with the Rhino. I got it, you know, for situations other than this one. seems like a lot of drones, but yeah, it kind of is too many, isn't it? Let's try something more like this. I want another doomed mech next turn. My Rhino's dying if they attack with everything, but that's not very likely. His job is sort of to gambit against stuff like that, I think. Okay, see you later, Rhino. I have 4 blue this turn, I ought to be okay, right? I guess they're attacking with everything because I have this option available? Yeah, that makes sense. I do want another doomed mech, though. Well, actually just holding this one is probably going to be fine, because they won't want to attack into me, like, having 9 absorb. So let's just get another Manticore. Duh, I don't have stuff. Help! I don't have time. Okay, let's try this. I forgot about these guys. Good work. Do I want to attack for more? Yes, I think so. I want a lot of tech. I can't have too much blue because I can always steal Forge Click, so I'm happy to add some green. I think you should start holding a doomed mech now. I'm speaking to my opponent here. Like, I can't really deny you value very well, so I'm not going to try. Just, you know, full steam ahead. Do what you have to do to defend, and otherwise go nuts. They're absorbing 7. This is not really any kind of exploit. Oops, no, I meant this, please. Alright. Yeah, it's sort of hard to talk a lot in 45-second game that is at all high econ. There's just a lot to do every turn. So how much use did my opponent get out of all that green that they got? Like, basically nothing, right? They never built any green attackers, and the only green units that they bought were 4 force fields. So I think that this turn 1 conduit is just like not good. The idea behind this set is supposed to be like manticores into high econ. And I also think like they had some trouble here with getting the Manticore too soon. You saw that I like didn't need to Manticore away my Steel Splitter because they were just letting it kill stuff. Whereas I did not present that opportunity, right? I mean, it's not like it's great, you know, I built a wall that absorbed 1 damage and then didn't absorb any, but, you know, in order to not give me absorb, they had to be attacking for 0 and, like, That means clicking Manticore, which is like slightly worse than attacking. And they only did that once, right? After that, they went back to attacking. I believe they were attacking pretty much all the time. Yeah. The most they ever did was attack for 2 here on turn 9 or 10. What happened there? They just killed 2 Galvanis. Right, I remember. I left my Doomed Mech back knowing that they could exploit it, but it was still more useful than attacking with it. Right, like, they got a fake exploit with this splitter. Really, they were attacking for 3. Fine, it's still correct to kill Galvanis in that case. But if they'd also, like, unleashed these Manticores, they were attacking for 7, right? Which is, like, they could have killed 2 NGs instead of... No, 3 NGs. They could have killed a wall instead of these 2 Galvanis. Now, I don't think they were... I think they were correct not to do that, to instead say, I'd rather have $4 and your 2 Galvanis than have your wall. No, $6. So it's clearly a good trade-off for them to kill the Galvanis. But it was kind of hard for me to attack with the Doomdra mech, and it wasn't really doing much anyway. I don't know. Maybe I could... I just didn't have enough tech to actually defend, was the problem. I would have preferred to attack with this Doomed Mech than to defend with it, since I knew it wouldn't get much value, but I didn't have that choice. I don't know. So, anyway, it sort of suggests that, like, something leading up to this turn was a mistake. How about the immediately prior turn? You know, if I had 2 more health here, I guess I could have built a wall instead of this splitter. And then clicked the Doomed Mech. That means I can't get a Manticore next turn, but maybe that's worth it for being able to attack with the Doomed Mech. Denying them this value of getting to kill my Manticores and get a bunch of money. The Chrono Filter here is, like, kind of interesting. I'm not really sure, like, why I thought it would be so great. It was fine. And part of the reason I got it was because I knew it would, like... One of the problems that you have with Chrono Filter is that you have an economy of a certain size, and generally, and using that same economy, it's often tough to, like, spend X amount of tech and also XBR amount of tech comfortably, right? You have 2 more tech every other turn, and you often, like, don't have a good way to spend it. That's why Chrono Filter is often not that great. Here, I figured with, like, some good blue sinks, I ought to be just fine. Like, if I have too much tech, I can always just throw away 2 blue and get a splitter out of the deal. Or get a very cheap Manticore or something. So I figured it would be fine, and, like, a Tarsier would be a nice addition. Something I could invest resources in to, like, have a little bit of attack eventually, but not right now, because right now I kind of wanted to deny Absorb. But opponent, like, denied themselves Absorb by not attacking. Building absorbers. And so it was fine for me to just attack with stuff. And it was totally fine to spend all of my Chrono Filter tech. I mean, I guess by around, like, here, maybe here, the game must be pretty over, right? Like, it wasn't so easy to tell while I was playing it. but like I'm up 7 drones, down a little bit of attack, but not much. And it's a set that favors defending. So I prefer to be on that side of the deal. This Rhino, by the way, sucked. Just 2 NGs would have been better the way the game turned out. Like... that's not to say I should have built 2 NGs with my red, it's just like... I don't know. I kind of thought opponent wouldn't swing with everything, and therefore the Rhino would live. I guess the question is, why did I buy it? If I wasn't going to attack with it on that turn. Yeah, I don't know. I gained... well, I don't know. I wanted a Manticore, and then like I didn't really have enough blue to make it possible to attack with the Rhino, and it was sort of okay to like get Manticore clicks this way. Like I gained $6 instead of dealing 2 damage. But I could have clicked the Rhino to do a 3rd. The problem was I just didn't have the tech for it to like actually be able to defend clicking the Rhino, so I don't know. If I could have seen this coming, I would prefer to avoid it, but I'm not sure what the right turn was instead. And it was a nice luxury to just be able to add whatever tech I felt like. Although, as you can see, the second conduit was maybe not great, since I was just like floating the green. I figured I could just spend my blue so easily that like, what's the harm in adding some more green? And like force fields will become good pretty soon. And maybe they would have. But I think it would have turned out a bit better to like get more drones instead of this conduit NG or something. Something like that. Okay, cool. Well, I guess that's it for this episode. Oh, we gotta look at the numbers first. There we go, numbers. Amazing. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.